everybody, I'm Yolanda, aka Creative Mommy of Two, and welcome back, or welcome in case you're new. I hope you like rambling. If so, well, please feel free to stick around, and yeah, if you still like it by the end, please consider subscribing, and yeah, love to have you around. So yeah, today we are doing a WIP and Chat. So grab out whatever it is that is your work in progress, aka WIP, and let's have a ramble, shall we? Ooh, my voice peeped at the end. Yeah, how was your week? Mine was exhausting, and not in a good way. Yeah, as you see, I am filming in the evening again. Last week I had a daytime video, but yeah, the kids are both sick, so our daughter couldn't go to school, which meant that I couldn't film during the day. Because, yeah. So yeah, today I am filming in the evening, so yeah. Again, as I said, I hope your week was better and without any illness. So yeah, much of our week wasn't too exciting. Wednesday was pretty regular. Thursday, daughter got to school. Absolutely did not want to go home. So I actually needed to pick her up in the classroom. But yeah, it also was like a parent event. So yeah, that also gave me the opportunity to watch into her class. But yeah, she was not having it. Also, her son had a fever by that time. So yeah, with the parent event, I wanted to go basically like in and out. In the end, decided that was a good idea because our daughter will not go to school tomorrow on Thursday. I'm filming that on Monday. So yeah, because there were 2 dates picked and one was last Thursday and one is, well, tomorrow. So yeah. But yeah, our son had a fever by that time, but as is per usual by him, he still bounces up and down even if he has a fever of like 40 degrees Celsius, which is pretty hot. So yeah, that wasn't anything strange. Our daughter decides not wanting to go home. Seemed like she felt okay. But during the evening, she kept getting worse and worse. And by the time that it was evening, she had a fever. So yeah, I am guessing that that was why she wasn't having it. Didn't want to listen to the teachers because her teacher said that she totally didn't want to agree on basically anything that day. So yeah. Yeah, she has been sick for the entire weekend. Today, again, Monday. We also kept her home because she's still coughing and still feeling awful. So yeah, we're not going to send her to school and have all the other kids or teacher sick. So yeah, today she's staying home, and yeah, tomorrow we'll see when we get up if she feels better, but I think she most likely will stay home because she also today started to have like, yeah, stuff coming out of her eyes. So yeah, but I called the doctor and they said like it was pretty common when a kid had the colds or the flu that they had like, basically it looks a bit like snot coming out of her eyes because yeah, everything is connected and stuff. So just keep it clean, just like a little bit of water and then like wipe it out. And as soon as she, well, drops her cold, then she should be fine again. So let's hope that it's quick. Because yeah, this is just not fun. Today our son woke up from his nap and oh, poor boy, he sounded so terrible. He had hardly any voice left. He was squeaking and oh, my heart broke. So yeah, the entire weekend both kids didn't feel great. Our son most of the times has a bit more energy, but our daughter basically almost lay in bed for almost the entire weekend. So yeah, we didn't do much this weekend, so yeah. I on Saturday did need to go to the city center for a little bit because yeah, we needed to grab some stuff, also because they were sick. I was like, yeah, I am going to get a different medicine for the daughter and hope that she wants to take that. Because yeah, we had pills and she isn't always wanting to get them. And now we had a liquid. It tastes horrible. You would think they make medicine for kids taste a little bit better. It should be banana flavor, but when I tried it a little bit to like basically see what it is, dip my finger in it a little bit, so I just got the taste of it. It's like liquid paracetamol. Should taste like banana, but I found it more like a raspberry, like a chemical raspberry taste. But yeah, it tasted horrible. Yeah, our daughter didn't want to have it. She got it once and was like, and didn't want to have it again. So I cheated a little bit and gave her some strawberry flavored milk and put that stuff in there. And she drank it. So if it doesn't work one way, you'll just have to try another. By the way, if you hear that coughing noise in the background, that's our son. Baby monitor is off, but yeah, he has a pretty loud cough at the moment. Plus, he's also just laying inside in basically our hallway still. But yeah, so I got that. I directly got the other stuff that we needed, and it has been a little bit more of a unhealthy week because yeah, I wasn't in the mood to cook, and I basically was like, well, whatever the kids eat, I rather have them eat a bit of something they like, a bit more of something they like than hardly anything from something that is healthy. So yeah, I rather have them eat a little bit less healthy, but eat at least. It wasn't that it was like only French fries or something like it, but it wasn't the most healthy food anyway. Yeah. Daughter yelled from, what was it? I believe it was Friday on Saturday. Yeah, it was Friday on Saturday because my husband needed to go to work for like a few minutes and then he was off for the weekend. She screamed at like, I believe 1:30 at night. No, 12:30. And she wanted to go downstairs and didn't want to sleep at all, most likely because she laid pretty flat in her bed and was, well, having a bit of issue with breathing. It's like, no, we can't do that. Mommy also wants to sleep and mommy can't stay the whole night up with you and blah blah blah. In the end, she agreed to go back to sleep, or at least try, and otherwise just stay in bed. And like a few hours later, at like a bit before 3, she started yelling and basically got up in like a panic. She didn't want to go sleep again, so in the end I took her downstairs, basically also to not have her wake up our son, because yeah, there's just a door in between with a little, yeah, bit of like a almost a divider wall, so yeah. So I took her downstairs and everything. Husband came down for a little bit and I'm like, well, we can stay up here both, we can stay down here both, but I don't see any use of that, so please go back to sleep. And otherwise, at least you can just keep an eye out on our son, or an ear out, basically. He ended up falling asleep, apparently. At least he said so, because it was like, how long have you been down there? And I was like, well, till that time, or give or take. So I was like, oh, then I most likely fell asleep for at least a bit. But yeah, he had a pretty restless sleep. I at first slept right through her screaming, but got awake when my husband woke up. I was in a decent coma. But yeah, before that I slept really bad, so bit of an excuse. Yeah, so I spent downstairs for about a few hours, and about 3 o'clock she woke up because she fell asleep on the couch. So I was like, want to go to your bed? And she was like, yeah. I was like, okay, nice, then mommy can go to sleep as well, because I was just sitting on the couch, because yeah, I can sleep sitting up. So I basically stayed awake, entertained the cat, read a book, and yeah. So when she finally agreed, I went up and slept for myself until 7 o'clock, I think, and the kids woke up again, so yeah. So yeah. Haven't been sleeping the greatest last couple of days, because almost every day she wakes up again. Oh well. Hopefully it doesn't take too long for her to feel better. Well, for them both actually, but my daughter looks like she's the roughest at the moment, so we'll see. Knowing my luck, I am right after that. And yeah, also knowing my luck, my husband will be at the same time sick and at home and feeling or acting worse than I am. No, he most likely feels bad, but yeah, after both of us are sick, it always comes down to me. So yeah. Knowing my luck, by the end of the week, my husband will also be at home sick. So yeah. He's already coughing a lot, but yeah, that's nothing strange for him, because yeah, once he starts coughing, his throat gets tickly and it stays that way until he can suppress it long enough for it to heal and not be as scratchy again. So yeah. Well, let's get our fingers crossed and hope that it goes away and stays away. In that case, I can at least film during the day next week. Because yeah, this also takes away my diamond painting time in the evening. Not I'm not diamond painting, but if I would be able to diamond paint in the evening for the entire week, except for the Wednesday, then I should finish Cat and Fairy next Sunday. So most likely it will be next Monday that I finish that, but would love it if I could finish it on Monday, then I could film the review on that directly after I film next week's WIP and Chat. But we'll see how everything goes. And yeah, that's been basically my week. Taking care of the sick. How long am I rambling on about that? 15 minutes. Yeah, it seems about right for my rambling. But yeah, in case you haven't seen, last week I asked you all what did you think of listening to some Dutchy ghost and witchy stories. I had a few likes on it, and I had in total 2 comments about people wanting to hear them. So yeah, as per request, sort of. I have brought to you this week a little bit of story time. I researched and I quickly found about the largest, or one of the largest, witch trials in the Netherlands, which is also actually a city pretty close to me, because yeah, that's half an hour drive, I think, give or take. Maybe a bit more, maybe a bit less, but somewhere around that area. Depends on where in the city you obviously needs to be. So yeah, the witch trials I will be talking about today are the witch trials of Roermond. So yeah, I guess you know the basics of the witch trials. In the early years, at least here, there you would have basically like a regular trial. You have the people that, the person that would be accused, and then you have the people that accuse them of something, and yeah, you need to have witnesses and stuff like that. And yeah, so it was a decent process. Along the way, we got here the 80 Years' War between the Netherlands and Spain, which also basically was a kind of like a war between religion, which also doesn't help the case. Because, yeah, many times witches were basically like heal masters, which, yeah, in that time many people called witchcraft / sorcery, because, yeah, you need to have an explanation for something, right? But yeah, herbal medicine and stuff most of the times was seen as witchcraft, so yeah, you get how well that will go with like religion and stuff, like Catholicism, Protestantism, I believe also here the Calvinists. Yeah, they basically were like heretics, so yeah. At least my personal opinion is, as soon as like more religion came into view, it got worse. So yeah, but that's my personal opinion. But yeah, my opinion is just that like herbal medicine was like a type of sorcery in many people's eyes. I almost find it's like because they didn't understand it, so it was witchcraft. Just like magic tricks, which we'll come back to in a little bit. But yeah, so you had like the early trials, and let's see how I wrote it down here. Oh, first of all, the witch trials were in 1613, 1614, give or take, about that time. Yeah, it was one of the bigger, if not the biggest, of the witch trials in the Netherlands. In total, 64 people that were accused of witchcraft were burned. And yeah, let's be honest, most likely burned alive, because yeah, in my opinion, that was like the quote-unquote common practice. So yeah, there were a lot of people involved. In a little bit I will tell like a few of the people and how the numbers came down to 46 people and what they allegedly had done. Also, my source used the word witch and sorceress, or sorcerer, in quite a intermingled way. So it can be that I say witch in one sentence and sorcerer in the other. Or in case of one person, like a healer. So yeah, keep that in mind. But yeah, those are the basics. As I said, there were multiple witch trials before there was the whole process of witnesses and everything. And also in the time of the 80 Years' War, there was a lot of mercenaries in the area. And especially in the periods of the, what was the word again? I obviously didn't write it, but there was a truce for about 12 years. I can't remember off the top of my head what it was called again, but it was a truce for, I believe, 12 years. It's gonna bug me now. Since I have my laptop open for the information, I am just going to put it in. 80 Years War. What's the word? Truce. Yeah, the 12 years. Ja, something. 80-jarige oorlog en 12-jarig bestand. Like a truce. Truce, that's the word. The 80 Years' War was from 1568 till 1648, and the truce was from 1609 till 1621. So just like a few years into the truce was the witch trials of Roermond. So by the end of around like 1609, 1610, the mercenaries in the area got a bit restless and took matters in their own hands for some cases. So there are people that, well, were accused of witchcraft and were banished, which was also used. But in some of the cases, these accused witches were, well, the mercenaries waited for them at certain points, most of the times along the river Maas, which, if I'm not correct, is the Meuse in English. But yeah, the mercenaries waited for them there. And you might expect what happened since there's a river involved. They were drowned. Sad story. Because, yeah, they thought the people were guilty and should be just basically killed. So yeah, the Court of Justice, who keep going over these things, was a bit more critical when it came to the indictment of people. Well, from the people, I need to say it like that. Because, yeah, basically you could just say, when you didn't like your neighbor, he or she is a witch. But, yeah, so they were a bit more critical, but, yeah, they became more powerless against, like, the will of the people and mercenaries. So, yeah, they basically got a little bit more forced into action, to say it like that. let's see. What do I have? So yeah, that was the point where it changed also to from like a basically a regular court to like the extremes where the accused people were tortured until they confessed. So basically, I think in many cases given like false confessions just to stop torturing. Because yeah, that happens in my opinion a lot. So yeah, it basically became like, as soon as you got accused, yeah, you were tortured until you told who and what else. So yeah. And confessions could range from like witchcraft, heretical alliances with the devil, or had sexual intercourse with the devil, or danced with him during like the witches' Sabbaths, or together with like the other witches and stuff like that. So yeah, there was quite an array of things people could accuse you of. So then we get to, yeah, the point of when it became around 1613 of the infamous process sequence, which is actually only known from pamphlets because the official documents are lost. So it obviously is a little bit speculation of if everything is correct or if it's a bit made up. So it's not 100% sure that everything I am saying is completely correct, but yeah. So do take it with a grain of salt. Let's scroll down a bit because otherwise I can't see. Here we go. So there were in total 46 other way around. 64 people accused of witchcrafts, and their like accusations ranged from miscarriages, illness, to peoples and crops, or people that lost income, and yeah, basically killing people by witchcraft. So there was a lot of ways to, well, get arrested, to see it like that. So the person who started this snowball was, let's see, Treintje van Sittard, and along with her daughter. I don't know the name of her daughter because that wasn't told. So Treintje and her daughter. They came from the city of Sittard, which is actually even closer to me. Because yeah, I actually worked in that place. They were a little bit more free in what people could do than the people of Roermond. So it also was like a bit of a regional, like how strict government was, or at least court. And around this time, it wasn't actually the people that accused others of witchcraft, but it was actually like governmental people and people from the church that basically like searched for these kind of people. So yeah, it was, at that time, it was full-fledged Inquisition at that time. So yeah, back to Treintje. Her daughter was 12 years old and she liked to perform her tricks in front of her friends. Her tricks were basically making things appear out of her mouth, like coins and stuff. So basically a magic trick. Apparently in Sittard, things like that were allowed. In Roermond, they weren't. So, yeah. As the daughter was, let's call it, performing her tricks for other kids, somebody of the what was the word again? Magistracy? Or something like that. Somebody of the Inquisition, let's call it like that, saw it, and yeah, they were arrested. When questioned, the daughter said that she learned the tricks from her mom. And let's see here how I wrote it. So yeah, the tricks were not allowed in Roermond. And since the daughter told that she learned them from her mom, the mother was tortured until she confessed to basically being a witch. The account she confessed on was conjuring 41 kids to death. Besides, she was also would have 3 men, 7 women, and a lot of animals and crops cursed. She was, after that, tortured to give up more names. She gave up 10 other witches, and she also accused Jan van Ol, a surgeon, healer, as being a sorcerer. He also came from a less strict place. The place was Gulik, and that place was a thorn in the eyes of Roermond. As I read afterwards, it was also most likely because the place was Calvinistic and not Catholic like Roermond was. So it was most likely also like a religion thing that they didn't like the place. So yeah, that's a lot of people already. So after that, the mom, Treintje, was burned 4 days after her arrest. And the daughter was put in a monastery for the rest of her life. So she came off relatively good. Jan van Ol was basically next. Let's see, there. Needed to see where I was with my reading, because yeah, I'm reading and talking and everything at the same time, so if I'm not making too much sense, sorry. But yeah, Jan van Ol was like a healer, surgeon, like however you directly want to translate it. But yeah, his aim was to make people better. Let's call it like that. But yeah, he was again with the other 10 people that Treintje basically gave up. He was captured and yeah, tortured, I guess. He confessed to conjuring 150 people to death. He also confessed that he wanted to have his wife make a deal with the devil, which she refused. At that point, he apparently would have been afraid that she would give him up to get arrested. And he apparently apparently he decided to chop her into pieces and throw her in the well and tell everybody that she ran away. Obviously, again, how much of the story is true is always open for debate, because I guess it was, well, under torture that he told these things. But yeah. Let's see. But yeah, after that, the devil would have pressed him, but he would have been pressed by the devil for after every 10 people that he healed, the 11th he needed to kill with magic. And this way he killed 150 people during a duration of 16 years. During the torture he obviously had, he gave up another 41 witches. And also he was burned alive. Let's grab another color here before I don't know what I'm doing. Where is the color? There. So, yeah. The people that he gave up, these 42 people, here it says sorceresses, so I suspect them all to be women. So these women were also captured, confessed to conjuring children to death, crippling people, making them ill, miserable, sometimes even their own family. So yeah, they told that the devil put them up to it. So yeah, you guess how that went. After that, the magistery got to a place called Strahlen, which, as I saw correctly, is in nowadays Germany, but yeah, it's related to the story, so I'll just include it. Don't know if it at that time was Dutch or German, so yeah. But yeah, they arrested 10 people from there who were accused of witchcraft, and they gave up the midwife Antje Gillis. Antje confessed that of 40 women, she conjured the unborn children to death. She also killed 150 newborns with magic, along with the mothers. She apparently also killed her own husband and children. Guess where she ended up? She also got burned alive. So yeah, together all these people were 46 alleged witches and sorcerer Jan van Ol. So yeah, that leads up to 64 people. The trials were done pretty quickly because the government was preset on doing it as fast as possible because they believed there were a lot of witches. So yeah, basically get it done before the next batch arrives, to say it like that. So yeah, there were then the 64 people. In total, all these 64 people would have together be responsible for the killing of 600 newborns, more than 400 older people, more than 6,000 animals would have been killed, and a little less than 50 acres of land and 200 orchards have been destroyed, and a lot of damage done to the crops. So yeah, that's a lot of people killed and a lot of damage. So yeah. The process of, well, basically executing the people was a lengthy process because it took an entire month for everybody to be burned, which means that for an entire month, every day 2 people were burned. So, yeah. That's a lot of work and a lot of lives lost also. As far as I found, these were basically one of the last witch trials. There have been a few after this, but not on this scale, luckily. And also, as far as I could see, the other witch trials didn't end in people being burned. So, yeah, a lot less severe punishments, luckily. But yeah, what do you think? Do you think it was just a way for people to get rid of people they didn't like? Was it that they just didn't understand the basics of what we now call just magic tricks? Or was it something completely else? I guess also like fear took a part. Because yeah, fear can do strange things. And if you don't know why for instance, your crops are dying, your animals keep dying, anything like that, you want to find a reason. So yeah, and with there not being science as there is today, you need to find another way. And I feel like many times that's basically a reason to call it like that. So yeah, you also find out on things like this that witchcraft was a thing that everywhere people feared. Because yeah, people know the famous Salem witch trials. I also have heard from the Pendleton witches on multiple occasions, actually. I do know that I believe the Pendleton witches were discussed in one of Diamond Painting Fanatics videos recently. But yeah, also here in the Netherlands, the witch fear set in. So yeah, let me know down in the comment section below. What do you think of it? Obviously, really sad that so many lives have been lost. So that's first and foremost, but yeah. That was the end of Spooktober story time for today. If you liked it, please let me know. And yeah, if you want to hear more of these stories about witchcraft in the Netherlands or spooky stuff, let me know and I'll try to see what I can come up with for next week. So if I can find enough, maybe I'll do a story time every week during my WIP and Chats in the month of October, leading up till Halloween. So, yeah, with that, I'm going to leave you. I hope that you had a fun time, that you enjoyed the story time. Also, let me know if you want to hear more stories. I can also do stories outside of October, obviously. I know there are lots of myths and legends here in the Netherlands. Also, I think a lot of ghostly stories, because yeah, haunted places are everywhere where old stuff is, and be honest, the Netherlands has quite a lot of old places, like medieval castles and stuff like that. So lots of places for people to get hunting. So yeah, let me know. Would you like to see more? And also, yeah, just as I said, let me know if you like these stories, if you would like to see them outside of October, because maybe I can do them like once a month or something, like story time. Give me your input, give me your ideas, and let's conjure up a plan, shall we? So, again, as I said, I hope you liked this video. If you did, well, you know the drill. Give the video a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and yeah, have a wonderful week, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!